Annual Impact Reflection, or AIR, is Oxfam America's program management practice and is one of the key moments to reflect on program performance towards achieving impact. It uses data produced through our monitoring, evaluation and learning systems in 1 year learning period. AIR is unique because our program staffs are required to jointly analyze the monitoring, evaluation and learning evidence together with program stakeholders, including partners, government officials and our primary change agents, so that findings are immediately translated into program improvements and adjustments. Since 2011, Oxfam America's Horn of Africa Regional Office Water Program has so far conducted 2 annual impact reflections. The first AIR workshop was conducted at Shashamane Town on June 6 and 7, 2011, and was hosted by Center for Development Initiatives. The second AIR workshop was held on December 3 and 4, 2012 at Yabello Town in Borana Zone, hosted by Action for Development. The aim of the workshop was to allow water program partners and primary change agents to critically reflect on the agreed thematic topics in order to build greater consensus and ownership of joint processes and to ensure interventions are leading to the impacts targeted in the water program strategy paper and program implementation plan. This video film takes you through to the process, outcomes and the major issues that came out of AIR 2013. Young Borana girls and women, adorned with beautiful cultural ornaments, welcomed the participants singing cultural songs. The workshop was opened by the blessing of the elderly, accompanied by Bunakala. The elders wished peace and tranquility for the participants to draw useful lessons and experiences from the workshop. This was followed by sharing the workshop agenda items and time schedule to the participants. A total of 50 participants drawn from the government, NGOs and the community and the primary change agents have participated on the workshop. The executive director of the host organization Action for Development, Ato Yosef Nagasa, welcomed the participants and said that AFD has been implementing water program projects in Borana zone for several years to address the water needs of pastoralists for livestock and human consumption.
Fedhiin bishaanii guddachaa deemaa jira. Kanaafi bishaan isa qabnu kana sirriitti kunuunfannee waan barbaannuu fi dhimma itti ba'uudhaafi mariin akkanaa kuni yeroo yerootti taasifamuun dirqama.
Executive Director of Center for Development Initiatives, Ato Makonnen Koji, for his part said that AIR workshop will help to build partners implementing capacity, reflect on what has been achieved, and be able to reflect on what can be done in the future. Deputy Commissioner of Oromia Pastoral Area Development Commission, who was also the guest of honor, Ato Magarsa Kananisa, appreciated Oxfam Americas and its partners for their relentless effort to improve the lives and livelihoods of farmers and pastoralists of Oromia region. Oxfam America Regional Director Sarah Musa expressed her heartfelt gratitude to participants for coming long distances to attend the workshop. The regional director also said that Oxfam in Ethiopia are working to address the needs of pastoralists and farmers in an effective and efficient manner. A video presentation of AIR 2011 followed the regional director's remarks. The video reconnected the participants to AIR 2012 and remembered the participants of the recommendations made. Then, the facilitator, Ato Walamayo Diro, expressed the agenda for AIR 2013. Taking good lessons from the AIR 2012 Water Program Working Group, the PWG identified 4 thematic areas of discussion. First, what are the successes and challenges of water user associations or water committees in sustaining the water scheme? In the areas of operation and maintenance, fair and equitable distribution of water, conflict management, governance, and the like. Second was, what are the bottlenecks for women to access land and water in irrigated land and play greater role in decision making as well as leadership role in water user associations. Third, what are the contributions and limitations of water projects in addressing community adaptation capacity to climate change? What appropriate technologies are being implemented? The AIR workshop is conducted in a manner that allows all participants to equally participate to reflect on the identified topics. The facilitator briefly explained the details in the thematic areas, and then groups were formed with the participants from the community, NGOs, and government were formed to discuss on the thematic focus areas. Accordingly, thorough discussions and reflections were made on each thematic area. Considering the time taken by elders in AIR 2012, the facilitation style of AIR 2013 gave appropriate time for decision makers and experts from the government sector bureaus and Borana offices. Experts, decision-making bodies, primary change agents and community representatives have enjoyed equal opportunity with the community during AIR 2013 workshop. Government staff and NGO staff constituted separate group so that their views and perspectives were obtained during the learning process. After each group discussion, presentations and plenary reflections were followed. This helped all participants to reflect on the agreed thematic area. Accordingly, strengthening the capacity of water user associations to managing own affairs and ensuring equitable use of water came out as a recommendation. Besides this, enhancing the capacity of the committees, raise their awareness on policies and directives related to water resources and land were also recommended by participants. Participants also discussed the issue of increasing women's access to land and water in irrigated land and play a greater role in decision making as well as leadership role in water user associations. Participants agreed on arranging separate forums for women members to discuss their affairs freely and confidently. Moreover, identifying legal gaps to ensure effective implementation of laws at local level, promotion of joint memberships to water user associations, increasing the awareness on women's rights to increasing their participation, and leadership role in water user associations were also recommended. Other recommendations also include increasing capacity of women in water use, land management, and modern agricultural practices.
Walgahii kanarraa wanti arganne tokkoffaa akka jaarbanna kanatti namoonni iddoo garaagaraa dhufan kun naannoo isaaniitti irratti wanti itti hojjetamaa jiru aadaan isaanii garaagarummaa nu bira jiru. Keessumaayyuu hirmaannaa dubartootaa ilaalchisee garaagarummaa guddaa akka qabnutti keessaa hubachuu danda'ee jira. Isatti aansee immoo waldaan itti fayyadama bishaan jallisii kun nu biratti hirmaannaan yookaan immoo miseensa kana horachuudhaaf baay'ee duubatti deemaa jira. Wanti isa duubatti deemsisu kun maal fa'a akka ta'e gama labsii mootummaatiin gama dandeettii raawwachisummaa koree saniitiin qaala'aa jiru san hubannee qaala'aa sana yoo dubbachine akkamitti humna isaanii cimsine humni achi keessa jiru miseensi sun dhiiraa dubartiin itti hirmaatee barumsa argatee fooyya'insa akkamitti akka argachuu danda'u waan akkasii san irraa barachuu dandeenya.
ሳይመጣ በፊት መሬቴን በስተርጅ በ200 ይሄድ ነበር። እኔ አርቄ ገቀላለሁ ከቦት ለቅማለሁ ልጆቼ እንደማልሆንላቸው ነገር የለም ለችግር አባት የላቸውም ነበር። በኋላ እርክት ባለም ዝጋር ይስጠው በጣም ለውጥ አገኘው 10,000 ብር አገኘው። በእኔ 10,000 ብር ማለት የ20 አመት እድሜ ያላገኘሁት ለውጥ ነው ያገኘሁትና ከዛ ወዲህ ልጄን በትምህርት ጨረሰች ገባች ወደ ቤት እሷንም ማሻሻል ኩራሴንም ተሻሻል በአሁኑ ሰዓት ማለት ነው። እኔ ግን እንደልቤ በቆሎ እየበላሁ ነው ልጆቼን ጠግበው እየበሉ ነው።
nama tokkootit maatiin kiyya nama 4 keessa nama 5 keessa jira maatii andae urga waldeen ku ijaaramne udura kana dhaabanii waa muluu hojjetanii baasii nu qara manaa baafne gabayaa finne gabayaa keessatti cafacafne gallu manannu haftee amma kuno bashannanne waan ufi barbaanne manan jirre gabayaa dhiyeessineet kamaasaa jiru maasaa dhiyeessine shiroo innataan akka barbaanne godhanne ittiin tajaajilamne jirra.
The final recommendation was made on climate change adaptation and appropriate technologies, which said piloting adoption of different irrigation technologies introduced from abroad and building upon locally available practices is very important. Moreover, raising awareness on climate change adaptation using local institutions will address issues related to water conservation and water use efficiency. Increasing coverage of local practice as well as government initiatives on watershed management and soil conservation and influencing the government bodies to put in place policy on the effective and efficient use of water were also recommended.
qaamni mootummaatiif mid mootummaan ummata wajjin taanee hojjennee karaa waldaa itti fayyadamtoota bishaanii yookiin karaa koree bishaaniitiin faayidaan inni fide milkaa'inni inni fide tokkoffaani akkuma dhaabaatitti waldeelli bishaanii yookiin ammoo koreen bishaanii tokko sadarkaa gandaatitti kan ummataaf tajaajila kennuu danda'u dhaabachuun isaatu milkaa'ina tokko jennee keenya akkuma isinuu kennan milkaa'ina tokko jabaa jechoo kennaa miti duranaa jabeessuu qabna. inninu akka jalqabaatti isa dhaabuun kenna milkaa'ina tokko cimina tokko jennee kenne.
The 2-day workshop was then finally concluded by giving the assignment to the program working group to identify and prioritize major issues from AIR 2013 so that action points are eventually translated into concrete actions. In her closing remarks, Oxfam America Horn of Africa Regional Director Sarah Musa appreciated the active participation of all and particularly Action for Development for organizing this event in a colorful way.
I compared to last year, there has been a couple of recommendations, 3 major ones as Tebobo was discussing with me, have been taken very, very much seriously. 2 studies, one is a market survey and the other one is an institutional study has been already done, as well as the gender proposal that has been finalized. This has been taken very seriously and I look forward that this will happen to this meeting recommendations as well. They are going to be taken very seriously and I will be waiting for all reports and what has been follow-up actions and where I sit, all I can say and promise is that I'm happy and willing to give all the support possible to ensure that. But I don't want this to be the end of it. This is a start and we are going to continue.
The Deputy Commissioner, Ato Magarsa Karanisa, on his part said that no development work will succeed without active participation of women. Hence, empowering women must continue. He also said coordination and collaboration of communities, NGOs and the government will help achieve the country's development strategy. The workshop was closed with the traditional blessing of the elders which was later on followed by handing of organizing Air 2014 to the Executive Director of Rift Valley Children and Women Development Organization, Ato Borana Galato.
Waltajjiin kun waltajjii baay'ee bareeda. Tokkoffaa qaamolee adda addaa waltajjii waliif fide qaama mootummaa keessattuu Oromiyaa irraa jalqabee haga aanulee irra warra waliin nullee ammoo warra adda dureen ummatoota gargaaru akkanuma itti fayyadamtoota wal kanaaf qaamotni dhimmi isaan laalu maroo waltajjiitti argamanii sagantaa akkanaa kun akkuma isin maroo beektan waggaa lamaaf afama deemaara isin durallee yeroo jalqabaatiif adeemee ture.
Positive side, it was a very good experience to especially to sit and talk to the community and listen to their reactions. On the negative side, I think we still need to focus a lot more on what are the impacts and outcomes that we are trying to achieve in our program and how far are we from that. And we need to have a clear progression from the first year to the 5th year or the 10th year on where we are trying to reach. And we need to ask ourselves, have we reached there? I think we are a bit weak in asking that question, probably because the problems are so complex. So maybe we get too distracted to talk about so many things.
Air 2013 was finally concluded by visiting water program projects implemented by Action for Development.